Hi, I'm Dr. Dawn Kuntz, and you're watching Getting Your Child to Listen and Follow Instructions. Have you ever had those days when you feel as if you've asked your child 100 times to complete one simple task, like pick up their socks, only to realize that it never got done? I don't know a single parent who hasn't complained about their child's inability to listen or follow instructions at one time or another. It is one of the most common and frustrating issues that parents face on a day-to-day basis. Fortunately, there are some simple solutions and techniques that you can use to increase the likelihood that your child will listen and follow through on your instructions. I hope that by the end of this video, you'll have those necessary skills and your household will run more smoothly each day. I probably don't need to give you a definition of not listening or not following instructions. Like all parents, you know it when you see it, and you're frustrated by it. Not listening means that you have given your child an instruction or asked him a question, and you are getting no response verbally or behaviorally. If you have asked your child to do something for you, and your child does not do it, we call that not following directions. It is pretty clear-cut. Before you attempt to give an instruction or ask your child a question, make sure that you are in close proximity to him. This works most effectively when you are less than 3 feet from your child. It is easy to call out an instruction to your child while you are in the kitchen and your child is in the living room, but ultimately it is not as effective as being in the same room with your child when you give a command. Caitlin, I need your help with something.
Yeah?
I need you to pick up these toys and put them in the basket, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Make sure you have your child's attention. This means that you should have direct eye contact with your child and as few distractions as possible when you issue the directive. You may have to turn down the volume on the TV, have them close their video game, take out their earphones, put down the laptop or cell phone until you are sure that you have their attention. Caitlin, I need you to turn the TV off, please.
Okay, Mama.
I need you to do something for me. I need you to pick up your books that are there on the coffee table and take them to your room and put them up, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Deliver the direction with a calm voice and as a direct instruction. Do not phrase the instruction as a question. Questions such as, "Will you pick up your socks?" give the child an opportunity to say, "No." Instead, say, "Please pick up your socks and put them in your laundry hamper." Caitlin, we're going to be leaving in about 5 minutes. I need you to pick the clothes up off your floor and put them in your laundry basket, please.
Okay.
Thank you. The command should be simple and clear. When you use precise descriptive wording to give an instruction, there is less confusion about what your behavioral expectations are. For example, my child may have a different perception of what the phrase "clean your room" means. Instead, I would say something like, "Please pick up the dirty clothes off your floor and put them in the hamper." After the child has complied, I would continue to give specific instructions until the job was done to my satisfaction. Now, make your bed and put your books on the bookshelf. Caitlin, it's time to clean your room. Let's start by making your bed.
Okay.
Pull the covers tight. Okay, come pull down on this end a little bit so it covers the ground. There you go. There you go. Great job. Okay, now I need you to put all your Barbies in the bucket and then put the bucket under the bed, please. Next, pick up the bed and the couch and slide those under your bed. And the very last thing I need you to do, I need you to pick up your books and slide them into your bookshelf.
Okay.
Two more, there's a little thing right there too.
Okay. Let me mix up.
Great job. It looks fantastic. I appreciate you cleaning your room today. If you want to ensure compliance, it is important to give no more than 3 instructions at a time. For kids between 1 and 5 years, 1 instruction at a time is appropriate. For kids between 6 to 11 years, 2 instructions, and for kids 12 and over, 3 instructions. For some children, giving them a structured choice will also increase the likelihood of compliance. For example, in the case of homework, you might say something like, "You may either start on your math or your reading first. You choose." Okay, so it looks like you have math homework and reading homework. Which one would you like to do first, the math or the reading?
Math.
Math? Okay, math it is then. Instructions are most easily followed when they are given as do commands rather than don't commands. Rather than instructing your child, "Don't hit your brother," the command would be, "Please keep your hands to yourself." Then follow up the positive do command with redirection to a different activity. For example, "Let's go outside and ride bikes." Let's play a game. I'm going to give you an instruction. Are you ready? Are you listening? Here it is. Don't think about cotton candy. Don't think about the last time you had it or how sweet and sticky it is. Don't even think about it for a minute. Okay, be honest. Did you think about it? I know you did. Our brains cannot process the contraction don't as quickly and efficiently as it can process the do command. Our cognitive reflex, even if we are good, compliant adults, is to think about the thing we were told not to think about. Imagine how much more difficult this is for children whose cognitive processing is not fully developed. Now, let's try something else. I want you to think about being on an African safari. Imagine the vast blue sky and the beautiful landscape. Imagine the thrill of seeing lions, elephants, and giraffes in their natural habitat. What an amazing experience. Now, did you think about cotton candy during that scenario? If your answer is no, that's great. I didn't want you to think about cotton candy, and you didn't, because I gave you a positive do command and you followed it. Okay, back to our tips and suggestions. If your child follows the command immediately, make sure to praise him, thank him, acknowledge his efforts, or give him some physical affection like a high five, a pat on the back, or a hug. Make sure your praise is targeted specifically to the command that was followed. For example, if you initially said, "Please put your socks in the hamper," then you should say something like, "Thank you for putting your socks in the hamper. I love how helpful you are." You did a fantastic job on your room today. I can't believe how clean you got it. The toys are off the floor, your bed's made, the books are on the bookshelf. That's awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
On the other hand, if your child does not follow your command immediately, wait 5 to 10 seconds for him to comply. If you are certain that you had your child's attention when you gave the command, do not repeat the instruction. If your child still does not comply and is under 7 years old, put him in timeout immediately. If you are unsure how to do this, please watch our video on timeouts. After the timeout, you must require your child to finish the original task. If your child is older, take away a privilege until the command is followed. Simply state, "You may not watch any more TV today until you put your socks in the hamper." If your child is oppositional and says, "Okay," or "I don't care," continue to slowly and calmly take away more privileges until your child realizes that it is in his best interest to follow the command. In order to make sure your instructions are followed the first time you give them, make sure that the task you are asking your child to do is developmentally appropriate. For example, almost all 8-year-olds are capable of picking up their socks, but they are not capable of mowing the lawn. Remember to avoid giving your child any other instructions while he is working on the first. This is incredibly frustrating to children and will ultimately frustrate you as well. Lastly, if listening and following directions is a true goal for your household, make sure that you are prepared to follow through on timeouts or taking away privileges for not minding. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you commit to following the techniques outlined here, you will soon find that your children are listening more, following directions the first time, and interactions among family members are becoming more positive in nature. Keep up the great parenting.